Hi. Being a highly empathetic person, which I am, in a world where Israel has blown up every single university in the Gaza Strip, whilst we're being asked to condemn the American students peacefully protesting this genocide on US campuses, in a world where there has been people buried alive, hospitals raided, children's hands tied in mass graves, to even think about the horror of this from the outside perspective is painful enough. But to really get into someone else's experience of that is where things of horror truly lie. There's something very wrong about the world today where it lives in the minds of the greedy and is being played out in the world. All of this we witness happening to the Palestinians is happening because these people have been allowed to get away with this for so long. It's the result of this, and the Palestinians have opened our eyes to a sickness that has been allowed. Such people have the power to do anything that they have, and leaders who cannot condemn Israel because they have compromised themselves by taking bribes, allowing themselves to be in positions where they can be blackmailed, the use of children to satisfy their needs, the shady relationships with the Epsteins and Starmer's connection through Mandelson. If you're not afraid, you damn well should be. This feels like a pantomime that's turned into a horror story, and having empathy seems to be like having the worst kind of jump scare in this movie you can ever begin to imagine. It's too easy to fall into depression, if not pessimism, in a world that is looking as it does right now. Yet beyond what my intellect tells me, there are stars which move in beautiful rhythm. The world, the air, the water which sustains life. There's still people out there in the world who keep promises, and that's enough to keep my heart optimistic. No matter how pessimistic my mind, there has to be a reason for it somewhere. Now, I've spoken on here about religion, and in the past I concluded non-religious spirituality was the closest I could feel to any understanding of God. I learnt from friends of various religions, including Islam, from their minds, and I didn't realise that I was avoiding the one religion that I resonated with most when they told me about their love for Allah. They didn't realise that I was avoiding understanding this for myself, because just like everybody else, I was taught Islam was bad. It isn't until I really inquired and asked really serious questions that I knew that it was time for me to read this and gain perspective for myself. And at that point, my eyes became open, and so did my heart. We're open to love that doesn't hurt, the protectiveness of the words, especially for women. I always knew that there has to be a reason for this deep, deep love that I've always felt to be a curse to feel for all kinds of people who have so many painful stories to tell. Everyone has a reason to anger and to hate, but there's something beautiful in understanding that these things are gifts too, just like my art. These are gifts that we have to use to share and to communicate this love in different ways. And I now realise that to be able to step outside of your own soul and into another's for a moment to feel what they feel, and to have the ability and have the intellect and empathetic response, that is true intimacy, something different that goes beyond two people getting together and jumping into bed just to gain physical satisfaction. To me, that's horrible. There are two people who are using each other to get their physical needs met. We may tell ourselves that we're better than all sorts of types of people, and I'm not here to condemn anybody or tell anyone that they're wrong in the way that they go about things. But when there are people that are using children for sexual pleasure, this is where all of this is leading now, and we've got to really start looking at where we went wrong in the beginning. And if we're all getting together with each other and missing out on the deeper spiritual connections, that in my world is not worth the pain. Easy connections are not even worth the breath or the moment. All this love that I've always known or never known where to put it, where should all of that go if not to the one who created us all? Bye.